Coming up on One Central Florida. Dancing can make you happy, and this Orlando girl wants to share her passion with kids who might not otherwise have the opportunity.
I started thinking what it would be like to be homeless and what I would miss. One of the things I thought about of what I would miss is dance.
Then, build it and they will come. Top motocross trainer Alden Baker is creating a world-class motocross training facility right here in Central Florida.
We couldn't find a better place to have all of those pieces together to do what we need to do and train the guys to be at their best.
Also, the longest-running tourist attraction in Central Florida is probably not what you think. Plus, there's only one place in Central Florida where orphaned baby great horned owls are raised like this. All that and more on this edition of One Central Florida. "12-year-old Georgia Birnbaum loves to dance.
It gives you a lot of freedom to express yourself any way you want. You can do it any time you want. And you don't really need anything in dance. All you need is you.
Her love of dancing is matched by her compassion for others. While working on a 5th grade assignment, she learned about the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida.
I started thinking what it would be like to be homeless and what I would miss. And one of the things I thought about of what I would miss if I was homeless is dance. They've lost so much, and dance especially gives self-confidence, which is something every child, especially children who are homeless, need.
She approached her dance instructor, Dario Moore, and suggested they provide free dance lessons to children at the Coalition.
She said, "Mr. Dario, would you?" And as soon as she finished the sentence, my immediate response was, "Absolutely, I'm in."
Next, Georgia took the idea to the Homeless Coalition.
Oh, it wasn't a hard sell at all to start the program because we absolutely love opportunities to give our children here at the Coalition the artistic opportunities.
The final all-important step was getting funding.
And I wrote my first grant to the Pollination Project, and I got it. And so it was for $1,000, and so I was able to start my first dance classes much sooner than I thought I would be able to.
Here we go.
The Dance Happy Project, as it is now called, hosts a 1-hour class each week at the Homeless Coalition facility in Orlando.
A lot of the kids are having exercise. A lot of the kids are having a mental exercise and release. Having come from a neighborhood that's not unlike their own, I understand some of their challenges. They actually look at me and they see themselves in me.
Ethan, you want to give us a step?
If you're not putting your best effort on the floor, I call them out. I'm sorry. This is unacceptable. You need to do this a little bit better, stronger, no attitude.
Is that a deal? Let's shake on it.
So I think it's going to do things like building self-confidence. I believe it'll do things like encourage the kids to be responsible and accountable for their behaviors and actions. To learn to be forgiving, to learn to accept that sometimes life is difficult and hard, but there is hope so long as you're alive. So that's what I'm trying to instill. I'm using dance as the vehicle to do those things. It can be challenging at times, but it's pretty exciting, and it's work worth doing.
Good job.
There are a couple stars that are over there. For example, I bumped into a young lady. Her name is Brianna. Her effort it's remarkable. Considering where she is, considering her circumstances, and the little that I know about her life story, the fact that she's able to get into the class and work as if this is her full-time job is impressive to me. I've offered her a full scholarship to come to the Center for Contemporary Dance so she could study here as a means of further mentoring her and providing her more opportunities to be filled with the option for hope.
I would like to be a dancer one day because makes me happy, and it feels like I'm gonna fly like up in the air.
I think it boosts her confidence in who she is, because a lot of times she gets bullied, but being a part of the dance school is where she can express herself and just be who she was created to be. She's just a beautiful girl.
Since Brianna started the dance classes, her grandmother has noticed other positive changes in Brianna.
Her reading has improved a lot because she comes home, she reads 2 books a day so that she'll be able to go to dance class when it's time. And she gets tested on them in school, so she's doing pretty good. I love it. It's awesome just watching her just express herself. It's really nice. I'm happy for her.
Well, I believe dancing helps our kids express themselves. You know, they're homeless, and a lot of them don't understand exactly what that means. All they know is something is different, or there's just something going on, and they might need an outlet, a creative, healthy outlet to just get those feelings and expressions out. And this does that for them.
Georgia has big plans for Dance Happy's future.
My heart will always be for the homeless because that's where Dance Happy started, obviously, but it would be awesome to move it other people and expand it. So it's not only at the Homeless Coalition, but at the Boys and Girls Club and other places. And so not only do homeless children get this experience, but many other children with disadvantages.
I love her effort, I love her hard work. So this program just falls in line with the Georgia that I know.
What 11 or 12-year-old would think of something like that? It gives me real hope for this generation.
The preceding story is part of WCF's American Graduate Initiative, bringing awareness to the dropout crisis and encouraging Central Florida's children to succeed. Tucked away in the quiet rural countryside of Sumter County are 91 acres of motocross madness. This is Baker's Factory, where some of the best motocross riders in the world train. And it's the vision of elite trainer Alden Baker.
It's been 15 years that I've been, a personal trainer in motorsport alone. And the next big step is to have your own facility and have all those pieces where I can now produce the tracks that I feel will help elevate the riding, and then be able to contain the whole, procedure, meaning that we do all the riding, the training. So we're all in-house.
Baker believes Central Florida provides the perfect combination of resources for a motocross training facility.
Really cool thing about this property is that all the clay comes from here, and this central part of Florida, it's almost the last little bit of a hilly area before it becomes sand and flat, So we've actually got the red clay that you kind of normally get up north, and then we've got the white gummier clay, which to me is a West Coast sort of California clay. So we couldn't find a better place to have all of those pieces together to do what we need to do and train the guys to be at their best at multiple areas around the country. So really, I think Central Florida here is just perfect for what we need.
Baker has worked with the best riders in the business, like motocross stars Ricky Carmichael, James Bubba Stewart, Ryan Villapoto, and Ryan Dungey.
Alden's got a good perspective on how to train each individual athlete and meets and tailors its program to their needs. And I think that's important because not everybody's the same.
I would say just work on, maybe a little bit on the exit, moving your weight a little bit towards the rear and feeling it, yes.
With a guy like him, he can look from the outside in and get a better view and understanding and help you move forward. And then you can look at it big picture, and see if there's weaknesses here, where's that coming from, and I think that's important. He's been a huge impact on my life and career.
There's multiple pieces in this sport that you require, so the riding is the main thing, and how do we elevate that? How do we make that better? And then obviously blend in the conditioning and the strength. All right, so pull-ups, legs out. Let's work that core. All right.
Baker trains the entire athlete. That includes conditioning.
Nice, roll that ball forward when you go back.
And proper nutrition.
That's why I try and educate you guys on what are you looking for, high nutrient value, and stay away from refined carbohydrates. Well, the biggest thing is whatever you're looking at to eat, make sure that, okay, has this got a lot of nutrient value in it?
Working with Eldon's definitely been a huge opportunity for me. You know, he's got a great track record, but also at the same time, you know, he's taken it even a step further with the Baker's facility. The thing, like a facility like this as well, it's like we have a place to go to. Where not many riders, they're all over the map. They go to this place one day, over here, but we have a solid place that we can rely on and go to and get the work done, and that's the biggest part.
Yeah, good job.
He's one of the best. He breeds champions, and you know, hoping that a little bit of that can rub off on me. You know, he's located in Florida, and that's kind of good for us too, because a lot of our outdoor races are more humid and hot, and you get that here, and you acclimate here in the summer. Everything we work on here is just trying to benefit us for the races.
To get to the professional level, you have to have some sort of ability and talent. But the biggest thing is taking that at a high level and then making it better. The more sort of data you can get of what the athlete's thinking and what his body's doing, the better. We have a GPS, you know, a system that goes on the helmet too, so areas that I can't see even on the track, when I go back home and I download it, I can see their entry speed, middle of the turn, exit, how high and low they're going over the jumps. A lot of areas that you constantly want to, you know, be making better or making them aware of to be better in. So it helps. I mean, between technology and then that have a lot of hands-on, it helps to piece it together.
Bike Week at Daytona provided a stiff test of Baker's training methods, and his riders excelled, winning both events. Marvin Musquin captured the 250 class title, while Ryan Dungey took home the 450 championship, a Daytona sweep for Baker's factory.
We did some testing preparing for that race, so I really felt like we did our homework, and it really showed on the night. That race is one known for being really tough and brutal and physically straining on the body and just everything about it. It was an awesome night.
To see them obviously perform and win races, and especially Daytona is a unique and a tough event, that was huge. And then you come back and then you look, you know, with all the stresses and stuff you've got to be taking care of, yeah, it makes it a lot easier for sure.
While savoring his success, Aldon Baker is looking ahead.
And I want to do everything right. I mean, this is obviously an investment in my future too, so I want it to be basically the golf course of tracks. I feel we've got the right facility, we've got enough space to do it, and I'm excited. I think that's something that's just going to evolve and grow and get better.
Coming up on One Central Florida, ride along on a famous tourist attraction in downtown Winter Park. Also, meet an owl supermom who's been a surrogate mother to dozens of babies at an avian center in Apopka. But first, let's take a look at some nonprofit events and opportunities in our community. Florida's oldest continuously running attraction has nothing to do with a mouse or a killer whale. Winter Park Scenic Boat Tour operates 7 days a week, 364 days a year, and has done so for the last 77 years.
It's a 1-hour narrated tour, goes through 3 lakes and 2 canals here in the Winter Park chain of lakes. You'll see Rollins College, Kraft Azalea Gardens, lots of beautiful homes and mansions. They'll tell you the history, it's all narrated, and it's really a nice way to spend an hour here in the city of Winter Park. You'll see parts of Winter Park you wouldn't be able to see any other way. My grandfather started here back in the early 70s. I've been around here ever since. I used to work here as a child, just pumping up gas and stuff like that. My grandfather and I acquired the business in 1995, so we've been running it about 20 years now.
The boat drivers are a big part of the tour's charm.
Well, welcome to the Winter Park Scenic Boat Tour. So glad to have you with us. This is Lake Osceola, named after the famous Seminole Indian leader. Had his camp over here on the edge of the lake back in the mid-1800s.
We try to hire retired people that seem to fit in with us. Their personalities are a big part of it. We want to make sure that they're conveying Winter Park in the way we want them to.
Wendell Phillips is one such person.
What I like most about working here is a number of things, actually. One is the camaraderie between all the different boat drivers and Ron, the owner. Incredible bonding and a great working environment. The other thing is the passengers, so unique, so around the world. Countries like Nepal and India and Vietnam and Iceland. And they all come for Mickey Mouse, and then they come here. And just a great interaction with them. It's really, really great. And of course, it's really great to see the animals and the wildlife and so forth. Being out on the boat every day. To the left, the large live oak tree full of Spanish moss. That tree is estimated older than the United States of America, over 250 years old. Just consider all the hurricanes that it had to survive. What they enjoy about this tour, I think so often that I have so many comments that this is much better than Disney. So they enjoy the real Florida aspect of it rather than, nothing wrong with Disney of course, but the artificial, the make-believe. Here it's the real, and it's a calmer, slower pace. They just relax and just enjoy it.
People like to come to Winter Park for a day away from the tourist stuff. They can come here, spend the day, not just on the boat tour, but at the many museums and the shopping and eating that we have here right in downtown Winter Park. I think it's a nice change for the people that go to the theme parks.
And it's not just tourists who enjoy this taste of Winter Park.
It's wonderful. We just love it.
Second time.
It's like an oasis right in the middle of the city of Orlando. We just love this spot. When we have guests come, this is where we want to go.
We're really embraced strongly by the people that live here in Winter Park. We've been here forever, so whenever there's anyone out on their docks or whatever in their boats, they always wave and say hi.
I think I like the architecture and the homes and the wonderful lifestyle that people had years ago and still enjoy today.
The architecture, the homes, got to win the lottery.
And the vegetation is beautiful. The canals are just exotic. It's wonderful.
For Ron Hightower, the boat tour is more than a family-owned business.
Well, the best thing I like about owning the Scenic Boat Tour is that I've been able to stay here in Winter Park my whole life. I really enjoy Winter Park. We love it here. It's a great way to show everybody this side of Winter Park, and it's a great way to meet people from all over the world and get to introduce them to Winter Park. We've been doing this since 1938, so over 75 years, and we just look forward to doing it more and more and more.
Next on One Central Florida, orphaned baby owls are being rescued and returned to the wild in this unique program. But first, let's check out more upcoming nonprofit events from around the area. If you have a story idea, let us know by emailing our program. It's time for Gulliver's Yearly Manicure. A little filing of the beak. And a nail trim. Gulliver is a great horned owl who lives at the Avian Reconditioning Center in Apopka, and she's being made ready for her springtime motherhood duties. It's also time to clean out her cage, or mew as it's called, and put down some fresh nesting material. Then it's back in the mew, and the wait begins. A few weeks later, Gulliver lays an egg, but it's infertile, like always. Gulliver, however, will still raise many young this season as a surrogate mother to orphaned baby owls.
Gulliver's raised hundreds of babies over the years. Last year, for instance, we had 15 babies that she had her hand in raising. We generally get anywhere from 15 to 20 babies a year, and she's been doing this for over 15 years.
The Avian Reconditioning Center is the only facility in Central Florida that surrogate raises great horned owls with great horned owls. So soon after Gulliver laid her egg, the center received a call. A baby owl was blown out of a tree and slightly injured. Her first owlet was on the way.
So once we took a weight on the baby, of course, we did a quick little physical check. We made sure that the leg that they had discussed was extending and everything was working properly. All the feathers looked good, and the baby looked pretty great, except for being a little messed up. I always like to give them just a little bit of food before I put them in with Gulliver, because it takes her a little time to adjust. That little baby just swallowed that mouse whole. So what we want to do then is quickly get it out to Gulliver. We don't have any talking, we don't have any as little human interaction as we can during that time.
If the owlet was put in the mew with Gulliver still on her egg, she wouldn't pay attention to it. The infertile egg had to be removed.
She wasn't very excited about us taking her egg, but she doesn't really understand what the next process is. So we take the egg, the baby gets put in there, and then immediately she looks down and goes, "Oh, I've got a baby," and starts that bonding process right away. And by this evening, she'll be going over and feeding the baby. And this is a wonderful period of time that the baby bonds with the mother. And of course, this growth period is critical for that baby to grow up knowing it's a great horned owl and not imprinting on humans. And eventually what we'll start to do is put some live prey in there, and she will actually catch that in front of them. That teaches them that this is something, it's okay, it's not scary.
Over the next 6 weeks, 14 more babies are brought to Gulliver. It's a busy time in the mew for this owl supermom. She must raise her flock of babies until they reach 8 weeks of age.
And then after they get to be 8 weeks old, what we do is we move them into a larger flight pen, and they start to learn how to fly back and forth. And then the end result is that we put them out in our big 100-foot flight, and that's where it's kind of like what we call university. And we put all kinds of trees and branches and leaves, and then that's when we start putting out live prey so that they get an idea of what the real world's going to be like before we release them.
After about 2 weeks in the bigger flight mew, the owls are made ready for their release back into the wild.
So tonight what we're going to do is the sun's going down. We found a nice place to let them go, and we're going to take them to a nice area out in Lake County that we know is pretty good habitat for great horned owls. Off you go. Off you go. Okay, off you go. You have to go away. Go on. Off you go. You guys are not doing what you're supposed to do. There goes one. I just think he needs a little more time. He just needs to go back to the university. You know how sometimes the kids don't pass the first time? So we'll just take him back because he should definitely have flown like the other one did, and then he should definitely not want to have someone approach him again. So we'll just take him back home, and he'll have another couple of weeks before he comes back out again. If great horned owls disappeared, we would have an awful lot of rats in Florida. Every owl makes a difference, every bird makes a difference, and every one that we can get back out into the environment that's going to be raising and continuing on with their species is important to us.